We're going to practice 6 addition and 6 subtraction questions that students should know by the end of grade 8. I understand that math can be challenging to tackle alone. This channel is here to support and assist you or your child in learning math. What you'll need: a pencil, download our video worksheet, link in the comments, or use your own piece of paper, and time to use your brain, so no calculators are allowed. Here's a look at 3 addition questions we're going to solve. Feel free to pause and solve for the question on your own first, or watch Ms. John guide you through the solutions. Use the timestamp below to go directly to the answer key. Question number 1, 354 plus 653. First, we're going to do each row. So we're going to do 4 plus 3, then 5 plus 5, then 3 plus 6. So let's begin. So the first thing we're going to do in order to add 4 plus 3, we're going to draw a rough box. And then in this rough box, we're going to add 4 plus 3. 4 plus 3 equals 7. And now we're going to bring the 7 down to the ones column of the answer section. Now we're going to do the tens column. In the rough box, we're going to write 5 plus 5. 5 plus 5 equals 10. So because there are 2 digits to this answer, we have to put 1 digit in the tens column of the answer section, which will be the 0, and then we're going to carry the 1 to the hundreds column by the 3. Now it's time to add up the hundreds column. So in the rough box, we're going to write 3 plus 6. 3 plus 6 equals 9. Now it's time to add the number that we carried, which is the 1. So we're going to move that 1 to the rough box. So now we're going to do 9 plus 1 equals 10. Because there's no more digits to add, we can now take this 10 and put it in the answer section. So the answer is 1007. Again, the answer is 1007. You can also say 1007. Question number 2, 232.6 plus 145.2. Let's add this up. So what we're going to do is each column, so we're going to do 6 plus 2, then 2 plus 5, then 3 plus 4, then 2 plus 1. But the first thing you want to do whenever you're adding decimals is bring down that decimal to that answer section. So let's begin with the first column, which is the tenths column. We're going to do 6 plus 2. So let's write 6 plus 2 in the rough box. 6 plus 2 equals 8. Now we're going to write 8 down in the answer section of the tens column. So now let's add the ones column. So in the rough box, we're going to write 2 plus 5. 2 plus 5 equals 7. Now we're going to write 7 in the answer section of the ones column. Now we're going to add the tens column. So the tens column, we're going to do 3 plus 4 in the rough box. 3 plus 4 equals 7. So now we're going to write 7 in the tens column of the answer section. And now we're going to do 2 plus 1. Let's write 2 plus 1 in the rough box. 2 plus 1 equals 3. Now let's write 3 in the answer section of the hundreds column. Answer is 377.8. So again, the answer is 377.8. Question number 3, 764 plus 354. So we're going to start with the ones column. So let's draw the rough box. In the rough box, we're going to write 4 plus 4. 4 plus 4 equals 8. So let's write 8 in the answer section of the ones column. Now we're going to do the next column, which is the tens column. So in the tens column, we have 6 plus 5. In the rough box, we're going to write 6 plus 5. 6 plus 5 equals 11. So because we have 2 digits and still 1 more column to add up, we're going to move one of the ones to the answer section of the tens column, and the other one we're going to carry over to the hundreds section. So let's move them. Now let's do the final column, the hundreds column, 7 plus 3. Let's write 7 plus 3 in the rough box. 7 plus 3 equals 10. Now let's take the number that we carried and add it to the 10. So let's move the 1 over to the rough box. And now let's do 10 plus 1 equals 11. This is also a 2-digit answer, but there's no more numbers to add. So let's move that 11 to the answer section of the hundreds column. So the answer is 1,118. Again, the answer is 1,118, or you can say 1,118. Here's the answer key. If you got an answer wrong, use a timestamp to go back and check your solution. Here's a look at 3 subtraction questions we're going to solve. Feel free to pause and solve the question on your own first, or watch Ms. John guide you through the solutions. Feel free to use the timestamp below to go directly to the answer key. Question number 1, 56.7 minus 23.8. What we're first going to do is start with subtracting the tens column, then we're going to subtract the ones column, and then we're going to subtract the tens column. But first, whenever working with decimals, we're going to bring that decimal down to the answer section just so we can get it over with. So let's bring that decimal down to the answer section. Now let's subtract the tenths column, 7 minus 8. Let's first draw a rough box. In this rough box, we're going to write 7 minus 8. 7 minus 8 equals, can't do it. You know why? Because 7 is smaller than 8. And so we could add them up, but when subtracting, the first number must be bigger than the second number. So what we need to do is actually borrow tens from the left side of the 7. So what we're going to do is first slash that 6, bring that 6, make it 5, and then we're going to move 10 over to the 10th section, making this 17. So don't worry, just put a 1 in front of the 17, make sure that 6 is 1 under, which is a 5. Now we're going to move that 1 beside the 7 in the rough box, and we're going to do 17 minus 8, which equals 9. Now we're going to move the 9 to the answer section of the tenths column. Now let's do the ones column. Because we made that 6 a 5, we're now going to do 5 minus 3. So in that rough box, we're going to write 5 minus 3, which equals 2. So now we're going to move 2 to the ones column of the answer section. Now let's do the tens column. So we're going to do 5 minus 2. 5 minus 2 equals 3. Now we're going to write 3 in the answer section of the tens column. So the answer is 32.9. Again, the answer is 32.9. Question number 2, 754 minus 374. So the first thing we're going to do is draw a rough box. In this rough box, we're going to minus 4 minus 4, which equals 0. So we're going to write 0 in the ones column of the answer section. Now let's do the next column, which is the tens column. So we're going to do, in the rough box, 5 minus 7. Because the 5 is smaller than the 7, so we must borrow from the left side. So remember, we got to borrow tens from the side by the number to the left of it. We're going to slash that 7, make that 7 a 6, and put that 1 in front of the 5, making it 15. So in the rough box, let's move that 1. 15 minus 7 equals 8. So we're going to bring 8 down to the ones column of the answer section. Now we're going to subtract the last column, which is the hundreds column. So because the column to the right of it borrowed 10 from it, we're not doing 7 minus 3, we're going to do 6 minus 3. So 6 minus 3 equals 3. Now let's move that 3 down to the hundreds column of the answer section. The answer is 380. Again, the answer is 380. Question number 3, 343 minus 175. We're going to first solve this answer by doing the ones column. So 3 minus 5. So let's draw that rough box. In that rough box, we're going to write 3 minus 5. So 3 is smaller than the 5, so therefore we got to borrow from the left of the number. So therefore we're going to slash that 4, make that 4 3, and put a 1 in front of the 3 in the ones column. Then what we're going to do is move that 1 to the answer box, and we're going to do 13 minus 5, which equals 8. We're going to move that 8 down to the ones column of the answer section. Now let's do the tens column. So again, we borrowed that 10, so we're not doing 4 minus 7 now, we're doing 3 minus 7. So let's write that in the rough box. 3 is smaller than 7, so we still got to borrow from the left of the number. So we're going to slash that 3, make that 2, and we're going to put a 1 in front of that 3, making it 13. So let's put the 1 in the rough box. And now we're doing 13 minus 7, which equals 6. So let's move 6 down to the answer section of the tens column. And now let's do our final column, the hundreds column. We're going to write 2 minus 1 equals 1. So now let's write 1 in the hundreds column of the answer section. So the answer is 168. Again, the answer is 168. Here's the answer key. If you got an answer wrong, use a timestamp to go back and check your solution. Good job at taking ownership over your education. You did it! See you in the next video.